And again, just the order of the press conference today, we'll have an opening remark from head coach Tony Annese. Then after his opening remark, we'll have open the questions to the floor, but again, direct your questions initially to just our players present. And once we're through with that, we will dismiss the players where they can continue to celebrate in the locker room, and then we'll let you ask the questions to head coach Tony Annese. And at the podium again, from your right to left, is head coach Tony Annese of the national champion Ferris State Bulldogs, defending national champions, by the way, the first to be defending champs since the 2015-2016 seasons when Northwest Missouri State pulled the back-to-back. And I've got to double check. I think next to you is Brandon, right?
Nope. Caleb.
Oh, excuse me, Caleb. Next to coach is Caleb Murphy, the defensive end, again, who leads the nation in sacks and tackles for loss. Led a swarming defense today that sacked the Mines quarterback 6 times and had 10 total team tackle for losses today. Next to him is quarterback Mylik Mitchell. Went 14 of 18 passing today for 170 yards and really got the Bulldogs going early in that opening drive and led the drive down the field for the opening touchdown, and also led by our player at the end, number 1, Marcus Taylor, had 103 yards rushing today, 1 catch for 33 yards, just a dominating performance. And Coach Annese, again, we kidded you Tuesday in our pregame press conference that McKinney is becoming your winter home. Back-to-back championships, been here 3 out of the 4 times the championship has been played here. What a dominating defensive performance today. Held the number 1 offensive team in the nation to 21 yards in the first half, jumping out to that 27-0 halftime lead, and then still held them overall in today's game to just 212 yards. So, Coach Annese, your opening comments and thoughts about today's game.
Yeah, since you brought it up, I'll just start with that. Defense, dominating performance, dominating defense all year. I mean, all year. I would say this much about how things went. Our defensive coaches, just incredible, getting our defensive players going. And literally, we had to lean on them until we got just okay on offense. And it took a while for us to get just okay on offense. And then as season progressed and the last couple games, our offense has really done very, very well. And, obviously 2 guys here are incredible players for us. And so really proud of them. And Caleb, obviously, you guys know how dominant of a player he is. And one of the, obviously, top defensive players to ever play Division II college football. So back-to-back, I can just only put it in perspective this way. We played that 2016 Northwest team in the semifinals, and I knew how good they were. We hung in there and fought hard, lost to them, but I was just overwhelmingly impressed by how great of a team they were in 15 and 16. So for us to be kind of in the same category back-to-back is incredible. If you ask me if it could have happened midway through, I mean, we weren't a great team for quite a while, and we just fought hard. And I just think, it makes me emotional to think about, but our guys are so gritty, and we just fight so hard that we were able to win the 5 playoff games, just being tough and gritty. And I think it's a lesson to a lot of young people. Be as gritty as these 3 guys. I can talk about all 3 of them, but Marcus Taylor on the far end is, I said it yesterday to the media, the 1 percentile of the hardest working human beings on earth. And I'm not talking about just football players. I'm talking about one of the hardest working human beings I've ever seen. Mylik Mitchell tore his Liz Frank in his foot first game of the year, and we didn't think he would play. He tried to gut it up in the Grand Valley regular season game, at halftime, I was being told I don't think he can go much longer. And from our medical staff and from our coaches, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And, he went to a doctor who said, if I have to sew your big toe together with your second toe, we can do that. And Mylik says, okay, let's roll. And he played with that injury. People don't do that the rest of the season. And obviously Caleb is a superstar, a guy that, loves to play the game, and really ultimately is they're all great team players, but it's easy for a sack master to kind of think about himself, and he will always think about his team, always before he thinks about himself. So proud of all three of these guys. I've said it to the media. Love is the catalyst of our greatness. I love all three, and I know they love each other, and we're really proud of them.
All right, Coach Annese, appreciate that. We will now open up questions to the floor for either Caleb, Mylik, or Marcus at this time.
Yeah, I definitely wish I would have had a couple more games, but it's Godspeed at the end of the day. So we did what we were supposed to do, and we came together at the right time, of course. So.
Defense wins championships. Last year, Jared Bernhardt, other guys, the offensive line, Mylik, they had everything that they needed, and then the defense was good too last year, I think we let up like 20 in the playoffs. But this year, the guys weighed in on, they counted on us a little more, but we knew they would come along, So just like Coach said, just keeping it steady, keeping it going. And they had our backs just like we had theirs every time we went out there. So I think just the roles kind of changed for the team as an aspect, until the offense came along. And obviously today they put up 41 points. 41 points is really we put up 7. So 34. 34. So really we play great playoff football too, so I think that's the best thing about it.
I can't say nothing different than that, honestly. Defense wins championships. Guys like him, guys like the guys we got on the back end, the other D linemen, our linebackers, it's stacked over there. So, last year we had the same guys, and they got a little older and more wiser and just handled their business on a whole nother level. So it made it really easy for us, to take that time to develop our guys. And, we lost a few guys also. But just to develop, the offense and get where we needed to go.
Yeah, and I'm gonna touch base on that same thing, man. The defense held it up the whole season. Like even when we was going through all the rough spout, they carried us, especially in the Pitt State game. So they carried us the whole way. And then when it was time for us to pick it up, we was locked in. So appreciate it to y'all, man. Like for real. And we just a family, and like Coach said, we gritty. We like real dogs, and we talk like this. This ain't just for the media. This is real life. Like we really like this, and as grown men. So we'll be back. Don't worry about it.
Caleb, last night you were active on Twitter, Romeo, and I was hearing about the Harlan Hill Trophy that went to the Lions quarterback. Now you're a national champion. How does it feel? Is there anything other than that?
So, I'll talk about it. I want to say first, congratulations to John Matoka. He had a hell of a year. But as a defensive end, I don't talk about myself a lot, but 25.5 sacks is a lot going into that last voting ballot. I guess I was frustrated because I didn't know what else more I could do, for a defensive guy. But you win, like I said, you go to play championships in the playoffs and throughout the season. The Harlan Hill is just another piece of it, but it would have been nice to get. But I'm not upset about it anymore. I was a little hurt last night. But just let it fuel me. Guys got another ring. 2 years in a row. I think that's better than anything. So yeah.
I told John congrats on his award in the coin flip, but our whole team know who our Harlan Hill winner is. That's for sure. That's for sure.
We do that every game. If you look at the guys up front, they're gritty. And the one thing we don't like is getting explosive plays, those type of things. So if we can make you try to pick us apart, it's going to be a long day for you. And then the quarterback, he likes to, scramble, those type of things. The guys did a good job at tackling. When we got home, we got home. So, it was just as simple as that. We've done it all year. We've prepared ourselves for this moment, So he was just like any other quarterback to us,
Any other further questions for our student athletes before we dismiss them? Yes.
27 at the half. What was the mindset going into the second half? The big league could get complacent. What was the mindset going into
The mindset was 0-0 ball game.
0-0.
Period. We repeat that on a consistent basis. When I say 0-0, he say 0-0, they say 0-0. So we got more football to play.
And it's the last game of some of these guys' whole career, so no one's taking their foot off no one's neck. You know what I mean? So it's what it is.
I just think we made it so far. It's 27-0. Like Marcus said, we say 0-0. But, in the back of our mind, we know, hey, we hold these guys to 26 points or less, throughout these next 2 quarters. We get to feel what we felt last year. And TA came around and told us, remember what you felt, when we were going back out there. And that's all I could think about the whole game. And I bet you all the other guys, too.
All right, guys. Appreciate you coming by. I heard a lot about gritty. I'll let you head to the locker room, do some celebrating, do the gritty while you're down there, by now.
Until I hit the gritty. You want to hit the gritty? Appreciate y'all.
Big dog, guys. You got to talk more this way. Are we go that way? Yeah. I already got it. We'll take you down there.
All right, we'll continue now with Coach Annese. He's pretty familiar with this operation we do here at McKinney, so questions now for Coach Annese.
This is the most amazing of them all. I've been a head coach for 35 years. This is the most amazing of them all. And I see the guys from 2021 team that graduated and they're out on the field. And we all say the same thing. Can you believe this? And so I did this the other day, but we have 15 players that from our offensive team from last year that were superstars, and I'll just name them: 6 offensive linemen, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, 3 running backs of last year's team was done, and 4 receivers. 2 of the receivers, played for us and got hurt. So, like Xavier Wade out there last year was like a superstar. And now he's hurt week 2 and couldn't play. And so this is pinch me, keep on pinching me, and it's just amazing. It really is amazing. And I was very concerned about Mines. I think they're a really quality team, very well coached. Their defense played so hard, and obviously their quarterback is like a magician. And so I was really concerned about him and just so very pleased at the way we brought it today. Just really brought it. Pretty incredible. Well, first off, it was a great call. It's like a GT triple option play, and he called it. My offensive coordinator and oldest son, who had a great game, by the way. He called most of everything today and did unbelievable in game planning and in play calling today. And so that was huge. And then we thought that potentially they would just try not to, try to throw it. And it's good fortune for us. Obviously, Sydney makes a big pick six, and it's 27-0 at halftime, which is a great feeling, right? Last year, I think we were in the 40s at halftime, like 40-some to 17 or something, and that was a great feeling also. So then you go in the halftime and you talk about, the 0-0, and we tied them in the second half, which, I'm pretty pleased with, because 41-14 is a pretty resounding victory for a national championship game. Yeah, so I talked about Mylik's injury, but Sydney, and I haven't shared what the injury was because I was nervous somebody would pick on him, but he tore his labrum before the season, okay? He went and got an MRI, so basically his shoulder fell out at practice in a one-on-one period, probably, what do you think, Steve, the first week? Probably the first week, okay? He goes in to get his MRI, and, they put it back in. It was dislocated. They put it back in shortly after it happened. He went in to get his MRI, and it dislocated as he was getting an MRI, just pulling it back. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, he's, here he is, a senior, and now he's done, And he couldn't come back. He couldn't do a medical, just 10-semester rule thing. And so I'm assuming he's done, and he may never play football again. So they basically said, you can't do any more damage. You can grind it out. I don't know if he'll play, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And he played every game. And he finished it this way. So pleased about what kind of man he is. So proud of all these guys. They come in, they're 17, 18 years old, little squirrely, probably focused on the wrong things. And now literally Sydney's a man. Like, he's a very mature guy, very, just very good young man. Very proud of him. Well, CJ is a really great player, like great. Brady is a great player too, but everybody knows he was like the Michigan Player of the Year when he was a senior in high school. Michigan Player of the Year, all right? Most Michigan Players of the Year recruited by Michigan, Michigan State, people like that. But no, Brady's 5, I'd be nice, 5'7" or 5'8". And so, everybody thinks, well, Brady Rose is somebody that, can't play at a high level, and you saw him today. So 2 Muskegon guys, since I was the Muskegon High head coach for 9 years, and their 2 head coaches, Shane Fairfield, Matt Koziak, are former assistants, and I mean not former assistants for a couple years, I mean former assistants for like 9 years. So great friends, both 2 of the best friends I've ever had in my life, and their players are just being superstars out there in the national championship game. So it's incredible. Brady Rose is just a pure winner, and so is C.J. Jefferson, just great players.
Any further questions for Coach Annese?
What's the difference between last year's win and this year's win?
Well, somebody in D2 put the score, like, we averaged, I think, like, wins in the playoffs at like 54 to like maybe 17, was it? Our average score last year in the 4 playoff games was like 54 to 17. I read it in a D2 column just yesterday. And this season, are you kidding me, right? Davenport, Sparky's a former assistant, did a great job, made the playoffs. We were down 7-6, like with 4 minutes to go in the half. Then we played Pitt State and their superstar team. Then we play our rival Grand Valley superstar team. And then we play West Florida superstar team. And then mine superstar team. So it was a grind all the way through, okay? And Super Region 3 is out of control tough. And so I'll help to restructure that if you guys are interested in my help. But Super Region 3 is out of control tough. Okay, Washita Baptist, in the GAC and Harding are like unbelievable. The MIAA champions, Pitt State, Northwest Missouri State, super teams, Grand Valley State University, super team. And so whenever we win Super Region 3, which we've done amazingly, I'm like, wow. I mean, we just won Super Region 3. And so very, very proud of our team, but that was the difference. Like this year was, just amazing. And so I'm not a guy that shows emotion a lot, but this year, wow. I mean, I am just overwhelmed with just great feelings about what we were able to achieve. In just a challenging year, long year, and then towards the end, dominant year, which is crazy to me.
All right. Coach Annese, again, appreciate it. You mentioned your high school roots. If I recall correctly, you won multiple high school state championships. Now you can say you're a multiple winner on the collegiate level. So congratulations.
I appreciate
Hope
it.
to see you again soon.
Yeah, hopefully next year. Thank you.